right, you guys, welcome to the Final Callouts.
What's happening?
Coach Devon, Coach Tim, where we're going to give you guys our take on the Olympia. There is so many prediction shows out there, and quite frankly, I've listened to them all, and I agree/disagree with every single one because who the hell knows who's going to win this damn thing?
Nobody.
Outside of 212? Wait, there's not a sure thing. Even in classic, even with classic, we don't know if freaking Mike Sommerfeld is 5'9" or if he's 5'3". We don't know. Like, we don't know what's going on. I personally think that this is my gut. Nobody's gonna miss height. I think it would be a really bad look for the Olympia.
Yep.
Because it doesn't mean that Mike was cheating. It means that the Olympia sucks at all the IFBB like measurers. They're terrible at measuring people because. I mean, look at Breon. He's got an afro. Like, that dude's got like 6 inches of hair on his head. Like, they've been doing this the whole time. And that's why Mike made that video where he giggled. He's like, I'm 173, but I'm really like 170. And you're like, he giggled because he keeps getting measured at 173. So why would he not weigh 212? So my gut, this is my gut. This is actually what Alicia says here. I bet you they fudged that ruler and they just add a couple inches to the bottom. So they're doing it on the live stream, but it's shifted up. So it all, like, everybody comes in like half an inch taller than they really are.
Yeah, I think they definitely did that because I don't care what anybody says. I do not care what anybody says. Seaburn got dramatically bigger from year to year and made weight every single time.
And he said that he always said he had room in his cap, but he always had
to
kill himself in the last 4 weeks before to make weight. Yeah. And
I'm cool with it in general sense, but whatever.
If Seaburn missed weight, there would be no classic Olympia. They would have to cancel the show. And I honestly think if Sommerfeld misses, Ramon's going to miss because he hurts even worse to get down to his weight.
Yep.
The only person that's safe is Terrence. Because Terrence is
short.
He's under cap anyway, which is crazy to me.
Well, I hear that he actually is about maxed out his cap this year.
Oh, finally?
Yeah, I think. Well, okay,
he looks
he was maxed out.
Man. He looks wonky to me.
I think we misunderstand with the lighting how lean he is unless you're in person. That's what Tyler keeps saying too on his stuff. So I think he has the most classic physique, but this is still 1000%. Bodybuilding. So I don't know what they're doing judging wise. So I'm not, whatever. I can argue that all day. But I would like to see Terrence win because his flow, his posing, all of it's there.
He's got he's to me is the definition of classic physique, top to bottom. And I do like Mike's physique because I'm a bodybuilder, so I like size. And he's a better bodybuilder. Like, he's a bigger all around, got great shape. But freaking Terrence is he's the epitome of classic. As hell.
And that's going to be the thing. And I think they need to have a way to have different criteria or different order of importance of criteria.
Or we just polarize the crap out of it and just go with a Nick Walker in the open, like Marcus Rule, make them freaks. This is the freak show, and that is the pretty show. And then you don't have a weight cap. You just make people if you're not pretty, don't go to this class. If you're not a freaking mass monster, don't go to open.
Don't go to that one.
Yeah. So, without further ado, I think the angle that we're going to take, because everybody's talking about the top 5, top 4, is we're going to pose 2 questions. Number 1 is who's going to be the biggest surprise of the Olympia this year? And the other question is who's going to be the biggest disappointment of this year's Olympia? So, we're going to bring up our handy dandy screen share, and I'm going to hop on Instagram because that's where everything is nowadays. And we're going to go through who we think is going to be the biggest surprise. We'll start with the surprises. We'll keep the negativity for the end. So Devon, throw out a name to me that you think will be the biggest surprise. And they don't have to be who's going to win, but who's going to be the biggest surprise?
Tony O'Berg.
Okay. And I wonder, we should probably actually just search for Tonio. I actually really hate that nobody's talking about Tonio, because to me he's my favorite physique in open. He's not big enough really to I would say win the O, but he reminds me honestly, and I know a lot of people say this, is that he's Dexter Jackson. That crazy shape, perfect symmetry. He gets hard as nails. He's got that weird muscle that just never seems flat. I wonder when this was taken.
Dude,
So this was
this was
still
like a
back
few days ago.
This was still
Wasn't
back
it?
in Reno, though. Yeah, but like, just come on, man. I mean, we know Derek has a bigger back, but Tonio's back. This is not the best lighting
Nah.
by any means. Tonio's
He
back
got
is
some better
just,
ones somewhere. I've seen a few of him. Go down to this one on the bottom left too. You'll see. Look at that.
yeah,
That's absurd.
yeah. What is he missing other than height?
I was going to say, it's just literal. We're talking about just literal stature. Because if this was any taller with the same proportions, now we are talking about him being
Yeah,
like
his
in
stroke.
that top conversation. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
going to take, and I think the reason I think he's going to be the biggest surprise is because we have so many. Look at this one. Yeah.
This is the one, yeah, and he had such a good lighting too, because this was a few weeks ago.
And this is not even him fully conditioned out. Come
No,
on, man.
I did
So
listen to a podcast that he did with Fuad, and he
I said that to
apparently
you.
he's hurting. Like he's Justin Jacoby is his coach, and they were pushing for hard conditioning this year. So he's like, I'm so tired. Like I took 4 naps today.
So I think he's going to be a surprise because when we talk about, I'm going to go as far as to say, when we talk about 6 through 10, this is what we're going to run into: lacking conditioning, lacking back, or lacking completeness. And he won't lack any of those things. And he's just a little bit bigger than he was before. And when we're talking 6 through 10, we're still not even talking about a ton of mass monsters anyway,
No,
per se.
well,
So
possibly, but I
there's
think
a couple of guys that are pretty big that'll be in
yeah.
there, but like they'll be lacking one of those big pieces. We're going to
So
have, I'm not going to get into that next piece, but there's some people that I'm like, okay, but I think
okay,
he's going to from top to bottom.
where do you see him falling? If we had to put a number on him,
I got him in ninth.
ninth. Okay,
Yeah.
I see him in that kind of 8, 9, 10 spot.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's similar to someone like Baruz. Personally, I actually had him ahead of maybe not ahead of Baruz at Dubai, but I had him beating William in Dubai.
Yes.
I just think he's got everything better than William does. I guess William does have an effect in person with his density that doesn't
Right.
translate to video very well, but like visually, I just his shape, his structure is just phenomenal. So yeah, I have him in that like 8 to 10 range also. For me, as far as surprises, is going to be. I'm going to go back to. This is going to be. Mind you, I am incredibly biased to our Texas boys. I think Jordan's going to shut some people up. Like nobody's talking there. I saw like Nick Strength of Power saying he's going to be like 14th.
I kind of agree in that same area. I think for me, it's just that lack of back and arms is going to hurt him in this lineup.
So I agree. I think that keeps him out of the top 8. But I see him ahead of Urs Kalczynski.
Me too.
He's got the same weaknesses as Urs, but his strengths are much better. And he's also significantly bigger. And if you compare his look at Texas and even now compared to Urz's look in Germany or in was it Italy, he's harder. Yep. He's way harder. Like his conditioning is, and his quads are actually like top 6 level quads.
I was going to say, that's one of Urz's strengths, but he has better quads and quad sweep than Urz.
That side, his hammies are way better than Urz too. One thing Urz does have over him is posing. I think Urz is a phenomenal poser, but I don't think he's that much better at posing to make up that lack in size and density and thickness. Considering
especially
they both
not
have
in
weak
open
backs,
bodybuilding.
They both have weak backs and weak arms. I still see Jordan again. I see him behind Tonio, but in that same like 9-10 realm.
I got him a little further back, but he's somewhere. I have him. This is really hard. But I have him in 13th. I have him. So I said I have Tonio at 9th, and I think because of the strengths we're talking about and weaknesses, I think Akeem, I think Bonac, and I think Good Vito edge him out.
So I agree with Bonac. I agree with Good Vito, even though I'm actually not a huge fan of Vito. I think he doesn't ever present ever as well as he looks like online. I've never seen him actually that hard on stage. I don't know what happens. He looks like he always smooths out a little bit in that last, whatever that peaking process is. And I think he's a horrendous poser. And I think his back is incredibly Compared to the front,
Shallow.
I think his back is shallow. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think he has the bones to be like very, very good because he has, in my opinion, he has the best wheels on stage.
Oh yeah.
People talk about Rubiel, but like Rubiel can kick rocks, bro. Like
Just get
Rubiel's
him
got
out of this
like the
conversation. He's so
Godzilla legs.
soft.
They're huge, but there's nothing to them. They're just huge. But yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn. I don't think Akeem's going to do as well. I don't. I just don't. I think his back, unfortunately, to me, looks like mashed potatoes. It's disappeared, and that's he literally zero lats. Like I think because of that car wreck, he has some severe
That
atrophy going
nerve
on,
damage and stuff
and
too
so
they
he's
talk
great
about.
until he turns around. And I think Jordan's got a way better back. Given Akeem's still a monster, he's still hard as
I,
nails. He's got more muscle. He's got a better shape. So that's why I'm torn. Like, because he
that's what I'm
has a
saying.
lot of
Well, this is the
strengths.
thing. I think the way better back is not true. I think it's better, but
I think
Jordan
it's
just doesn't.
top to bottom better, and I'm including the legs in that too.
Nah, I don't think so. And I think even if that were the case, that's two shots. I literally think Akeem would beat him in literally every other shot,
I don't think
except
Keem's posted any recents. So I think this was a while ago, but like.
but like just look at that. Crushes him on both side shots. He's gonna be so much bigger than Jordan, dude.
See, I don't think he
Like,
crushes Jordan on the side shots. I think Jordan's pretty solid on the side shots. I think he edges him on the side shots. I think where Akeem crushes him is actually in that front double. That front double, he owns a lot of people on the front double. He's got one of my favorite front doubles. And then his most muscular, his abs and thighs, they're very, very
I think
good.
we're not considering Akeem's gonna be 20 pounds heavier than Jordan at the same height.
See, I don't think he is. Jordan's he's in the mid 260s.
Akeem is going to be like high 270s, low 280s.
Oh, I thought Akeem, the last time I heard him on Fuad's podcast, he was in the mid 260s.
I thought he was that high. No, I thought he said 280 something at that time.
Well,
So
the
I don't know.
Olympia that he did the best on, the one that, what was it? He took sixth the year that, I think it was 2020 when Rami won, the first one. He was mid 270s in that Olympia, wasn't he?
Yes, for sure. That year.
And he
I don't know.
also,
Maybe he's
again, he's
smaller.
somebody who he doesn't show a lot. Like,
He doesn't.
he
So
leaves
the
a
ab and
lot
thigh
to,
goes to Jordan. I say ab and thigh goes to Jordan. I'd say both back shots will go to Jordan. But I would say Akeem wins everything else because when you look at the side shots, the side leg is going to be, let's say it's close, but Akeem's arms and chest crush his. I mean, that's not even close. Like,
you don't think that, well, the arm is definitely not close.
and the chest isn't either, not even close.
No?
Like in that side leg, the splits in Akeem's side leg, like Jordan has some clean muscle. It's just not as peeled through the depth of the cuts in the side leg.
What if he gives me more of a
Yeah.
complete here?
Now that's going to be pretty. He's going to beat him in the front ab and thigh. I think the most muscular is just Akeem's going to look bigger.
Most muscular, Akeem's going to take that one. I like his most muscular, but his arms, like, just
They hurt him a little bit.
they don't complete the shot.
But it's a
trying
really
to
good
find
shot for him when you take those arms.
So I think he has a pretty damn good chest. I think his weakness is right here, man. Like his bicep, tricep. Like
But
Akeem has world class arms. Like he has,
yeah, some of the best arms out there, especially because he
yeah,
has a crazy bicep peaks too and the size. Now back
yeah.
here, that's what I was going to say. Jordan's back double. I'm telling you, it's not that much better than Akeem's is on the
Oh,
back.
I think it's. Maybe I'm just like biased, but I think Akeem's back looks terrible because the lats are literally melted. It's kind of like what happened to Ronnie later in his career when they like literally evaporated and it's like trap and then nothing. It's like a gap.
Well, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. Like I get it, but
Yeah.
anyway, I just think the size differentiation from the side and in the detail in the leg and the size of the chest and the arms, like it just makes it hard to overcome that. I think, but I mean, it's not like it's a blowout. Anybody beating anybody in this show is going to come down to peaks and like hair slivers, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And obviously, again, like let's say this is what happens to Akeem very consistently is Friday nights he comes out kind of
something
watery.
goes weird, yeah.
And then
And he
Saturday, for
always,
whatever reason, he's great at Saturday. Second night, he's
yeah, he
nails.
needs to figure that out. I think
And
it's
he
his
did that
nerves
at
or
the
something,
Arnold. He
dude.
did it at the last Olympia. Like he's done it so many times where it's like, Aceto, just pretend like Friday is Saturday and just like start him a day earlier. I
Yeah,
think he would have been much higher at the Arnold if he showed up that way.
on
So
Friday.
he jumped like 4 spots from
Yep.
prejudging to finals. Yeah. All right. So who else we got? As far
Surprises?
as surprises.
I think that's all the surprises. I think everybody else is going to pretty much be where they're going to be.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not missing anybody that, I don't think he's going to do as well as he thinks he's going to do, but I think this is going to be the best Regan we've ever seen. He started working with Dom Super Sliced, which is out there, he's actually in Vegas, which I think Regan actually needs that. I think he needs someone literally there because I've met Regan, I've trained with Regan before. Super, super nice guy. And you've probably heard the rumors that he's not the hardest worker in the gym.
Yep, I heard it. I've heard about that.
It's not just a rumor. He's just as chill when he works out as when he doesn't work, when he's like not working out. But I think having someone like Dom in his corner, and Dom is a savage. Like Dom he's a drill sergeant and he's known for conditioning. So I do think that Regan will impress and surprise us. Will he place? He's going to be kind of in that. I think him and Jordan are actually probably a closer conversation.
Yeah,
because he actually has weaknesses where Jordan has strengths and strengths where Jordan has weaknesses. Like his backside is amazing, but his front always leaves a lot to be desired in that thickness, quads, chest.
Yeah, that quad, like that quadricep lateralis, like on the outer edge, like it just kills his look so bad. And it doesn't.
That's because his lats are so damn wide that like his legs just don't match because they always look slight when he's in that front double.
I don't even think his lats are that wide. I'll be honest with you. When he opens in his rear lat spread, it's okay, but that back double is not super wide, nor is the front double to me, in my opinion. Or they just are high. They just don't hang really low on the front. Like but from behind, he's just hard and detailed.
Yeah, riddle me this. Why do you think that he has an issue? And obviously this is with Stefan, which it seems like a lot of Stefan's guys lately have been doing this melting thing, like where they come out on stage in their first round, they look amazing, but then they start sweating profusely. And like he's faded in every single show that he's done so far this year. And if you took New York, when he walked out, like his individuals, you're like, holy crap, he's going to challenge Nick on the show. But by the second round, he's back in fourth place. Crizzo is jumping ahead of him, because his body just like literally deflated. What do you think that is? Do you think that's a sodium diuretic thing, or do you think it's like over carb? That makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's like the Milos effect, right?
Yep. They have the insulin, they're like pumped, and then the insulin's in and out because you're posing it out of you.
Yeah.
And then you have this terrible feeling that comes over you too. They don't feel great.
They always look like they get like a little bit on the like emotionally deflated side. And I also wonder, this is just my thought, is they're compensating obviously for like you have actual skeletal muscle, right? Like the actual tissue fiber,
right?
Versus the intramuscular fluid. So these people like in the off season, like Regan's getting like 330, 335, and then he competes in like the 250s. And so like how much fullness are you trying to compensate for? And you can't hold that versus someone like, let's take someone like Hottie or Nick, or even Baruz. You could deplete them with no carbs, and they're still going to be hard as nails because
they just have real tissue.
It's actual tissue. It's not glycogen. It's not intermuscular like fluid and fullness. So, take that for what it is. But I tend to see the people that, with the exception of Phil Heath, that are really round and bubbly. They tend to suffer from that a lot more than like the branch worn, rugged, like Dorian Yates granite look people. But they also they have better shape and like aesthetic to their physique. It's just like, how do you peak that and keep it?
Well, you can't. And this is what I would say in my personal opinion, because I kind of have that disposition and I'm getting away from it entirely because, well, first of all, I have to. My gear protocols won't allow me to because I'll just turn it into a water buffalo. But these guys don't have that issue. They do a lot of probably D-ball, anadrol, and it doesn't go sub-Q for them. They don't get watery. They get full, round, strong, right? And they're probably running that through their whole prep, and it's deceptive. That's why they always look relatively lean, but it's like you're just holding water. That also means, guess what else? They're not pushing food in the offseason to actually grow. Like they're doing the insulin, they're doing to get the pumps and the fullness. They're doing all
sugars
the
and carbs around the workout. Yeah.
And so they're not getting soft. They look huge, and they're, like you're saying, like 3-something, and then you lose 80 pounds, but you've had a six-pack all season, all year?
Where did it had to been water, had to been fluid. I don't know if it's you, man, but like I've used insulin in the past, like for off seasons,
I had
And
once.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I
Yeah.
understand the reason behind it, but like maybe I was not using it correctly. I did the almost like the Milos style, like pre and post, like Humalog. You
Yeah.
know, like you start
Yep.
with like 5, 6 IUs and got up to using like 10 to 12. And it seemed like the moment I pulled it out, because when you diet, you have to, right? Like you're gonna go hypo
It
like really
flushes
fast.
immediately.
You lose it right away. It's like, what the fuck was the point? And so now I don't even use insulin at all. I haven't used insulin in like 6, 7 years. And my blood sugar has not changed at all. Like it's gotten better actually. So like
Right.
the prophylactic, like why use it for like
I
health?
only think one, I only see one reason for it in off season, and it's not, people like to use it for the workouts for the sake of the pump. I
Mhm.
think it should only be used when you need to shove some calories in
I'm
and you
saying for
want to
as
be
an
able to use
appetite,
them. Yeah.
like to,
And
to
you need to
drive
be able to
nutrient
use them.
partitioning when you have to eat a shit ton of food and
Right. So it's
and
like,
be
okay,
hungry
I
in two
can't,
hours.
exactly. It's like, I can't eat any more clean food. Okay, go have a shit meal that's like 3,000 calories. We're going to give you some insulin and you can utilize more of it and we can grow more. But that's after you've maxed out your
It's
capacity.
okay. So seeing it as a way to bust a plateau of eating versus
Yeah.
a performance enhancing aid within the gym.
Yeah.
And I know several people that love it and they use it successfully, and
It's fun. You
it
get
just has
crazy
never
pumps.
been my go to. I've also heard of people using it in conjunction with growth hormone to like signal IGF. Um,
Right.
and that's like some pretty complicated like biochemistry going on at that level, but like I believe that's kind of like what Dave Palumbo used to use is like more of like a not a long acting, but like a Humulin R, which has like a 4 to 6 hour like active window, and he would do it like in the morning, and then you do it post
Yep.
workout, so like twice a day. But he was eating, a shit ton of carbohydrates throughout the day, and he was taking, 10 to 12 IUs of growth too. So I
Right.
imagine that he was getting a little bit of that synergy. For me though, like if I just take growth, my IGF goes up like crazy. So like I'm like, why do I
I'm
need
going to
insulin?
say, and you probably don't in general, but people want to rush the system, which is why I'm not into it. I'm just like, look, dude, this sport is a genetic sport. If you don't got it, like, don't kill yourself trying to do something you really can't do. Right. And for me, that's where I shifted my gears this year. It's been mass and test for so long because that keeps my estrogen under control. That keeps me with less water retention. And I don't, my performance and my strength is good. So
Well,
like,
let's hope that shit comes back on stock because like Masteron
well,
has
right
just
now we're
disappeared
in a
in the
bad
whole world.
spot.
And like everybody talks like what mass? There's no mass. It's test propionate, and that's all you're gonna
Careful.
find. But I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm not using it then. So
Right.
regardless, but that's a good point though, because one of the people I think that is going to surprise people is Martin Fitzwater. And it's because of
Okay.
the reason, and I'm not saying surprise people as in he's going to win the thing or even move up in placings. But Martin, the last two shows, Prague and Pittsburgh, he tried to play the size game.
Hmm.
The let me get really full as a house, try to rival people like Nick and Derek in terms of size and fullness, when that's not his genetic gift. His genetic
Right.
gift is he has that muscle bellies already. It is the crazy hardness, the crazy detail, the stuff that made him like, oh my gosh. The reason he was even in contention for the top four and possibly, in my opinion, top three last year was not
Hmm.
because he was bigger than Derek. It was because the fucker was peeled. He was like
Yep.
cut like crazy, crazy detail everywhere. And so
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched him, but he's playing that game this year. His final
Oh
like
no.
20 days leading into
Yeah.
the Olympia were like no carb, like
He's
getting as
getting
depleted as
filled.
possible.
And
And yeah,
apparently Fuad has seen it and he seems super impressed. And he sent it to the guys on the podcast today. And they were like, dude.
I wonder
So
if he posted it
his
here
kid
because
is
oh yeah, so like this is before he carved up, but like he's only giving us like little sneak peeks here. Like that's the kind of shit that makes Martin stand out. Not the
right.
and I think he was like 239 pounds before he started filling up. So like significantly down in weight. But does he look smaller to you?
Right.
No.
Oh, freak no. No, he's going
No.
to bring more detail and just as much size than we've probably ever seen from him. And
Yeah.
I think this the thing with Martin, because he has those muscle bellies, he will, when they deplete down, so people like Derek, if he gets too flat, legs go,
On. Yeah.
like he's having a problem. Martin doesn't, like to your point. So it's like if anybody's off, he has less margin for error and he's going to beat somebody if they mess up on that peak.
I
And that's going to be
agree.
what's interesting.
That's the card he plays. And I think that was a great point that you made about like not rushing the process, but it's also knowing your gifts, right? Like not everybody is Nick Walker. Nick Walker,
Right.
don't play the aesthetic game, bro. Play the monster game. Play the big, nasty, hard, and just granite. That's the game that's going to get you the best placing. I just saw this now, but like, I'm sorry, but freaking Hottie's been coached by Hani this whole year. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh man, listen, he never stopped coaching him.
He retired for everybody but his Persian brothers. That's the only person he didn't retire for.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah,
I am very curious to know what he looks like. I think he might be the shocker of the show. So
I think that they're not going to miss. I don't think him having his undivided attention.
I think he has and I also think he has a vendetta against Derek because Derek talked some serious shit after he left. He blamed his entire Olympia placing
everybody.
on and it could have been. He probably did too many diuretics. Let's be honest. He got flat and his legs went bye-bye. But I think Hani has a vendetta. And he's like, I'm gonna shut Derek up and whatever. I don't care what place he gets, he's just not gonna beat.
I'm gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and pivot to the biggest disappointments. Who do you think people are super excited about that they're gonna be like, oh, that sucks?
That's hard for me right now because when you say disappointed, I don't know that people think this person's gonna do well, but I also think that he thinks he's going to do super well. And I think that's Derek speaking of.
And that's the thing is Derek has not really put much up.
Nope.
I'm going to have to actually look for his own page because
it's hard to find anything. He's been real scarce.
Yeah. He's been doing a lot of leg shots. I think he did an ab selfie. Yeah. That was his closest to the physique update.
Get out of here.
I mean, you can kind of see. I bet he's going to be in decent shape. But my thought with Derek is, I'm anti-biased against Derek. I'm just not a fan. But at the same time, how hard is it to do this process 3 times a year when there's so he's had no time to reset. And he's basically been on prem since right after the Olympia last year. So it's been a long time.
And this is the other thing too, and I think it's a mental thing for him that he's going to go through with this right now as well. He beat a not great Samson who wasn't at his best.
Yeah.
He got a gimme with Nick, according to most people who watch the sport.
Even Tyler, who said that he honestly actually had Nick winning.
Right. He's just not the only judge, so that's what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Tyler wasn't a judge of that show because it was his show. That's right. So he couldn't judge his own show.
He couldn't judge it. And so when you look at that, you go, okay, so he kind of, all that noise is in his head, and then he's got his own self-propelled ego that he's trying to keep himself secure. I think he's stressed. I think not having the guru coach that he had before is a little bit in his head. And I think he hasn't been showing stuff for all the mouth he typically has because I don't think he believes he's there. I could be wrong, but he's been saying all this stuff. I think his legs are going to be big. He's going to come in soft. Comparatively.
He has those eyes, though. Those eyes, that cheekbone, because he has a kind of a rounder face. That's the only thing that tells me he's probably going to be in good shape. He has those sunken in cheekbones, and you don't normally see that from Derek.
Well, we'll have to see because again, for Derek, it's a big hit or miss on his legs, matching once he depletes.
That's what you talk about with Martin. People when they get flat and depleted, they lose what is weak, right? And when you have a balanced physique, you don't lose anything. They all kind of go down evenly. But with Derek, he's got a pretty imbalanced physique to begin with, and he can't even afford to lose an inch or half an inch on his quads.
And I will say this is the one thing I think is going to hurt him, because I think everybody in that top 5 is going to be peeled, but this is the issue, including Derek.
Yeah.
Right? But this is where he's going to get exposed for those soft chest, soft arms, all that's going to happen, because everybody else is about to be hard, and it's going to be everywhere.
This might be a controversial question to ask you. But do you think he uses site injections on his biceps?
His biceps and his lats.
Well, I think the lats confuse me because he already has great lats. Why would you do that shit? But his bicep, when he pulls in that front double, I've never seen conditioning down here, but then it's almost like they're swollen.
Those separation, yeah. They're that's why they feel like they're puffy.
Yeah.
I think he side injects for sure, and I think he also doesn't know how to do it the right way to prevent that.
Yeah, he needs to go talk to Charles Glass. That's the guy that's the master of side injections.
But I think I understand why he does it because I think he's afraid to inject in places where he would lose something that he's known for, right?
He doesn't
Like he
use like
probably doesn't.
quads. He would lose the
Right,
detail on his side leg, and that's what makes his side leg so awesome.
exactly. Glutes too. He probably doesn't touch his glutes
Yeah.
anymore because
No,
he's like, I'm
I
worried. I
honestly
like
don't
having
think
big
he's
glutes.
ever done his glutes in his entire life.
Right. But you know what I think he does do? I bet he does those hamstrings that he can't contract on stage.
I'm just thinking in my head,
Like,
like how fun would that feel?
listen, I'm afraid to touch my
I
hamstrings because
wouldn't
they're
touch
sensitive
them. People that
already.
talk about hamstrings and calves, I'm like, not me, man.
I did
Not me.
calves once. Terrible idea. I did a
Yeah,
half a
it
CC.
just
I did a
sounds
half a
like you
CC.
got to move those things.
Misery.
Yeah,
Yep. No.
yeah.
No.
No,
But I
no,
think he's
thank
gonna
you.
be a disappointment because I think he in the top five has the most room for error that could be detrimental
It
to
will
his game.
definitely be a disappointment if he doesn't land the ship. And honestly, for him, anything below, I would say top two is a disappointment for his fan base and for him.
And I think
Well,
he
for him,
can
it's
end
probably
up
anything but
far
winning.
beyond that.
So this is the person that I'm gonna um, pose. Can we get off of his jockstrap already? Like, homie can't
Please
diet.
stop talking
Like,
about him. I don't even want to
everybody
hear about
talks
him
about like
anymore.
how like he's the freak show. Like, yeah, we get it. He's big, but like this was yesterday.
Dude, you have no quad
That's
separation
like
or detail
that's
anywhere.
like
Legs are soft.
10 that's like 10-12 week out conditioning. And
Maybe. Maybe. My
like
quads are
most of the
super
like
separated right now at 10 weeks.
Derek has like peak off season better like separation in his
Yes.
legs than this. And his upper body too. Like it's not just his legs. It's like what
He's
did he
soft
do?
everywhere.
We thought
Nothing.
he was on a
I don't
run
think he's
after.
dieted at all.
I don't think so either. I think he's known as, like he's got a problem with food.
But bear with me here. This is the part that I tell people a lot, and I've been seeing this with a lot of athletes because bodybuilders are getting younger and younger. Whenever I'm saying that, I'm only 31, guys. Like Rubio's like 24 or something, dude, or
Yeah.
26 or somewhere in that little range. Like
There's
he's
a lot of
very, very
maturity that
young.
goes into this.
Correct. I think that he is so used to being so good, and when people put pressure on him, he's still got a young man's mentality, which is first of all, I don't want to hear it, and second of all, especially because he's won shows, so it doesn't help, right? And second of all, like I just don't care that much. I really am just not in the place in my life where like drive, ambition, vision, mission are even in my brain. Like if he's under 25, like his brain ain't even done. Like cooking, you know what I mean? Like, so I just want to give credit to that, but I just don't like his physique anyway. Like, I don't think there's anything
If he, even if he came in peeled, it's just like I think he's like a mix mash of like I call him like Mr. Potato Head of like just Frankenstein arms and
I say
Godzilla legs. It's
Frankenstein.
like all
I
these
say the
pieces that were
Frankenstein
stuck
monster. Yeah,
together, but they're not like they don't match. He's got to me, and I'm
zero
really
flow
talking
in
shit
his
because I don't know him
physique.
personally, but like the combination of the most asymmetrical, like unaesthetically pleasing physique in the
Yeah,
whole
what is
sport.
this?
Like
Like the
the
clavicle
weirdest,
super
like it's
wide,
like
but
is that
waist is
head
actually
even
still wide.
is that head even in his head? Like it looks like it's been superimposed. Like these
Yep,
don't
I
match.
don't get it. Arms are way too short. Like it's just a very odd put together. And again, it's freaky looking,
Yeah.
but it's just not. This is still an aesthetic sport too. Like even when we
It's
have
still
freaks,
yeah.
there's something to them.
So he's mine. He's mine. People compare him to Marcus Rule. I'm like, no, Marcus Rule he was monster, but he always came in like hard as nails. Like Marcus Rule was like he was known for being peeled and big. Not aesthetically pleasing, but peeled and big. And he still was more
Right.
aesthetic than this guy by leaps and
That's I
bounds.
was going to say. He was still way more aesthetic than this guy is,
Yeah.
though. Still. So nah, this
Am
is
I
another
missing anybody
uh,
else?
disappointment wise.
Because
Well,
I have
listen, man.
one other
Listen,
person
man.
that I
I don't
personally
trust Andrew Jack.
I've
So
heard
that's
I heard
my
some
guy.
rumors in the rumor mill that Andrew jacked because he never shows anything to anybody that he is in the best shape he's ever been.
I've heard that too, and I don't trust anybody. You got to just show me.
So the difference is like I like Andrew. I think he doesn't play the
Right.
political like social media game. He doesn't give a
Gotta
shit.
love that.
He's just like I just bodybuild and sometimes I diet, sometimes I don't. Like
Well,
in
right.
FIBO, I would
I
not have been
love how
upset.
much he lives his life.
I would not have been upset if Sauce beat him in Germany in FIBO.
Me either.
In
I thought he
fact,
should have.
I don't think he was good enough at finals to come back from that. Like, I think
Me
he
either. I
looked
think
guest
Stock should
posing
have beat
shape
him.
at best. But this is my guy that I think he's going to be underwhelming because he has so
Mm,
much hype coming into the show. And I'm not talking about he's going to do poorly. It's his first Olympia, and he's also young. I think he's like 26, 27. He's about the same age
yeah,
as like, like Martin. Like they're very similar in
yeah.
age. I just don't think he's going to live up to the hype that people are giving him, like top 6, top 7. I think he's in
Oh,
that second call out. I think he's still top 10 material for sure. Um, but I just think what we see here is not what we're going to see
okay.
on stage.
Okay, so this is where I agree with you, but this is where I guess for me, I just already am expecting that he's not going to look like that. So it wouldn't be a disappointment to me. I think he's going to do exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is, oh, great lighting, some slight edits to make it not seem so obvious, and then
What's
you're
that?
going to fill out and be soft.
He knows how to use that. What is that? The structure function on Instagram. But
Yeah.
it looks like he's fixed a little bit of his posing. But this is to me his weakest pose is his
Oh,
back
yeah.
double back
Well,
lat.
this is the thing with his back lat, where I think he's going to edge some people out. He's still wide as a house. He's just shallow.
And he's also
And
pretty nails from the waist down too. Like, let's be honest, his
right.
legs are
And
crazy.
that's where I think he's going to beat a lot of people, because you got to think, man, like when we talk about the top, let's say 7, let's say 6 or 7, but let's say 7. Let's say 7 through like 15 even. Most of them are lacking backs.
Yeah, and I don't want to come off as if I don't think he's going to be in the top 7 to 10. I do. I just think the people at large think he's better than that. Like a lot of the predictions I'm saying are like he's top
Right. Yeah, no,
5,
that's
and I'm
nuts. He
like,
can't
not
remotely
yet,
touch
not
them.
yet. Give him a couple years, and like
If he adds
he
if he
will be.
adds just 6 or 7 pounds, and it's like mostly in his back and chest, he'll
Yeah,
probably do really well. Like, but again, these are one of these people who, and I'm sorry, the psychology of humankind, he has such good muscle groups. You know how we train our favorite muscle groups hard, and you know how we train least favorite muscle groups. And with him being so young, he's not fixing that unless somebody's up his butt every day making them. He's in the
yeah,
gym training back terribly and training quads crazy, and he's going to keep making that imbalance worse unless somebody comes and interjects. And
possibly.
unfortunately, when they're this good, because we're still talking about the top in the world, right?
Yeah,
What coach or guy that's not a mainstream big guy like a Hani, a Chris Aceto, like who's going to be able to tell him to stop or
it's
what to
gonna
do?
have to. It's gonna. Well, Chris Aceto's his coach, so hopefully Chris
So,
is like, bro, like. But I know Chris doesn't work too much with the training aspect. His is
I'm
mostly
about to
just the
say with the
nutrition
training
side.
side,
I think he works with this guy here, the same guy that does the training with Derek, the
right?
Brazilian guy, and he's actually in Brazil with Good Vito, and Ramon, and like I've
Yeah,
seen his training, and it looks pretty high quality. I have no idea what he's saying because he speaks Portuguese, but like
right.
he seems like he knows what he's doing. So if someone's going to get in his ear, it's going to be this guy, and maybe it'll
Well, and
take
I
a
hope so.
kick in the teeth of like you could have got top 5 if your back was just 10% better, and we got to like restructure, maybe only do
Yep.
one leg day a week, and we're going to bring your back up to twice a
Seriously.
week, and like really just scale back the volume and intensity on your legs so you can build your back a little bit more, and because really, let's be honest, it's back. His arms need a little bit of love. Specifically, I would say
In
his
his
delts and his
chest.
triceps and his chest, and kind of in that order too, right? Like back is if he fixed the back alone,
Right.
that would raise
Jump
his
a
stock.
placement or two easy. And
Yeah,
then now we got to figure out those nitpicky little parts. But again, this is where I say, like young guys, man, like he's got
yeah.
so much potential and future left in the sport, assuming
Oh,
that
yeah.
he keeps competing.
Yeah,
So,
he's
but
got,
yeah,
providing he stays healthy, he's got a good decade left in the sport.
right. So yeah, I get what you're saying. He's not going to look like these photos online. I know that.
No. But let's finish up the podcast here, man. I want you to tell me. We're just gonna do who you got winning this damn thing.
Okay. I have Nick taking it.
I have Nick in second.
I figured something like that, but I have Nick
I
taking it.
think Nick is, and we should have included him in the biggest surprises. But I think most people think that he's gonna like do so good.
I have Nick taking it.
I see Samson coming and showing us the best version we've ever seen from Samson. But I'll say this caveat: if Samson is flat his back will be downsized. We know that. And Nick will slam the door. Actually, if Samson's flat and his back is down, he might drop to 4th, bro.
Seriously, and that's that's why I have Nick winning, because this is what I do know. I know that Nick doesn't fucking miss. Samson always misses. Right. Samson always misses. And then this will be his first time ever being this peeled. So first time carbon up after getting this low, like then probably spilling, trying to figure and then we don't really know who's handling all of that fundamentally. Like, I love his wife to death and their relationship and dynamic online. But like, even if she is great, do you know how to handle a now 290-pound Samson who's never been this flat? How much you need to carb him up? How much will spill him? And then which carb to give him so he don't flatten out as he's posing. And then to your point, I don't think it matters. Him coming in leaner, his back will be smaller. It's just going to.
It will. But here's the question I have, though, is like, I don't think he started the carb up process like it's not a traditional carb up. I think he got lean early, and I think he's been slowly filling back out. There was
I don't think he should do that. I think that's what he's always done. And I don't think he should.
No, he just never got flat before. I don't think he's ever been flat a day in his life.
Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah.
There was some picture he had of his, like he was in a tank top and his back just looked freaking peeled.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
This one, where it's like he's just hanging out, but like he's got crazy detail. And this was, I want to say this was like 2 weeks ago, or at least a week and a half ago.
But you know why that doesn't mean anything to me? Because that's not ever where his problem has ever been. That trap, rhomboid detail area was never his problem.
It's the lower back glute area.
Lower lat. Yes. Yeah. All that is where he struggled. And so I'm like, does his front lat get worse because he's flat? Does his back lat get worse? 100%. Did that back double? Ooh. Not looking forward to seeing that. Like, glutes might be freaking hard.
And honestly, I hope it is, because sometimes you have to get that first one under your belt of getting actually peeled before you can bring that and the fullness. So,
right. And that's kind of what my thought is. And then what we will know is, let's say the glutes are hard, but the back is a little low, then Nick beats it.
Yeah, I agree. If that's the contingency, if he comes in flat, I think Nick wins. If
who knows, man? Like I said, because if he hits it, because I will say this with the caveat, I'll add my caveat. If Samson gets 95% to nailing it, he smokes everybody.
Yeah. He has all the tools to win. He's the only one I think that has the tools to win if he's on. Everyone else is going to require, in my opinion, somebody else to be slightly off or not quite on. Like even Nick. Like Nick.
That's true.
But honestly, I think Nick is between Nick and Hottie, they're our biggest. If we were betting men, we put $1,000 down in Vegas on who's going to come in shape, my money would go to Nick and Hottie every day, because they don't miss. Maybe Baruz also doesn't miss too. Like right,
but respectfully, I like him a lot. He's going to be like 6 to me, but
that's where I have him. Yeah, it's like that 6 spot. Yeah, unless Derek comes deflated.
In which case, bump everybody up and kick him.
All right, so hopefully we officially offended every single bodybuilder out there. Just so you know, guys, we love you, and this sport is so exciting. And
yeah, man.
I just wish I could look terrible and get shit on at the Olympia. I'll just say that.
That's the game plan. Let's just get good enough to be a bad Olympian.
All right, you guys. Well, we will catch you guys this weekend on the Iron and Honor podcast, where Devon and I go over Samson, not Dowda, but Samson the Judge. And we talk about some badass men in the Bible. So stay tuned for that one. But we wanted to bro out before the Olympia. So you guys have a stellar rest of your night, and we will see you this weekend.
All right, peace.